Welcome. We are Table Goth and friends, and today we're going to be playing episode 2 of our Good Society, a Jane Austen RPG game that we're calling Polite Club. If you're behind on things, there's a lot of scandal and whatnot to deal with. Why would you start the second episode anyway? So hopefully you watch the first one to remember what's going on, though I'll jump in with a quick recap in a second. This is a pretty lighthearted, sort of romantic comedy style game, so there shouldn't be anything too upsetting we encounter. But just in case, this is in a bygone era that we're changing a lot of the rules to make that era a little bit better. But there's still some uncomfortable situations you might have to deal with, so look out for yourself and take care if we run into that. Otherwise, we have a lot of rumors and scandals and things to get into. And let's start with a quick introduction of our players. Remembering how our thing, starting with Shane.
Hello, everybody. I am Shane Easton, and I am playing Lavinia Sherwood, as well as Lord Benjamin Webb.
Raquel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Raquel Skellington. I'm playing Penelope Whitmore. I'm also playing the Earl Edwin. I have my glasses off screen right now, so I'm a little blind. So if you guys see me squinting during the game, that's why.
Character choice. Lisa.
I am Lisa Penrose, and I am playing Penny Foxglove, just a scandal magnet, as well as Amelia Griffith, the party friend.
And finally, Miss Petty Dreadful.
Hi, I'm Miss Petty Dreadful. I'm playing Lady Sybil Medlock, as well as Professor Luther Nelson.
I am Bully. I will be the facilitator this evening, and this is Polite Club. Last time in Polite Club, a number of eligible ladies were invited to attend an event at the private island of a mysterious Lord Thornesburg. Guests boarded a fine ship captained by Captain Effie Fletcher. As the suitable ladies and their chaperones made themselves comfortable, mingled, and pondered about this mysterious bachelor, small scandals were quick to arise. As our four main characters ran into new friends, old flames, and some forever enemies, and making some new ones along the way too, including a Miss Penny Foxglove. Had a bit of a scandalous entrance with showing up late and unchaperoned, though I think that's still a little bit of a secret. But she was able to mingle in with her new fancy dress, with her new fancy money, though she's not quite pulling it off as much as she would like to. That's what I heard. I'm sorry. But did have a nice little run-in with Lord Everett Yarrow, who was able to be given, what is that tonic called?
It is Dr. Foxglove's Fire Newt Salad Syrup.
Salad syrup, that was it, yes. He was given some of that. He may, in exchange, maybe sprinkled her with a little bit of holy water. Left some salt on her door just in case. But Penny seemed none the wiser to any of that. Meanwhile, Penelope had some back and forth with her old flame, Lord Webb, played by Wolfie this time, I think. And seemed to have caught the attention of the French twins, the Weatherfords, who are already getting very involved in her little back and forth in her debut. Lavinia showed up with some of her own alcohol, and this was noticed by some people, and she quickly drank some of her own alcohol and others, spilling some on Lady Sybil's uncle, the Earl, and going to her room, dealing with a little bit of that scandal, had a and very unladylike run-in with the captain as she answered the door in an uncouth manner, but the captain apparently didn't mind. But that's between those two for now. Meanwhile, Lady Sybil, having ran into some old friends who tried putting her through the ringer a little bit, but she held her own quite well as she's starting to navigate things and seeing her good old Penny, who ratted her out in her youth. Now there's a lot of other problems to deal with, but there's an event on the ship, there's mingling, there's partying. The next morning with breakfast, some people had a little covering, a gold coin served with their breakfast. And everyone just found out that this gold coin meant that you were allowed to proceed with the celebration. And you'd be allowed onto the island to continue and get a chance to meet Lord Thornesburg. Those without a coin will be staying on the boat and immediately going home. Just
like the rose from The Bachelor.
Exactly. It was originally a rose until I realized that's The Bachelor existed. But I just tweak it, thinking no one would notice, but you caught me. That's okay. So all of our characters, luckily, have their coins for some reason or another. They were chosen to stay. And at the very end, Penelope noticed while her old flame was only here chaperoning his sister, who originally did not have a coin. His sister was just slipped a coin by Lord Leonard Weatherford, one of the French twins. So now, everyone with their coins and their luggage, those able to stay are doing so. They're led off the ship where carriages await. Without much of a to-do, the carriages take you up to the manor itself. This island, this private island in the Eastern Isles, is quite a sight, actually. It's been sort of a rough year in the kingdom. Failing crops, slow temperatures, some political unrest. But this island seems to exist in sort of a pleasant time stream of all its own, unmarred by the problems that the rest of the kingdom and continent are dealing with. There's a sprawling manor that just dominates the landscape, seemingly old and distinguished, yet perfectly preserved. There's rolling gardens, a thick patch of forest, and there's a single tower that serves as a lighthouse. It's sort of perched on a cliff, and this cliff perfectly separates a nice little tranquil beach on one end and a very large dock with an impressive collection of ships on the other. That is where you are, and that is where you're given your rides into the manor. All of the eligible ladies are given rooms in one wing, their chaperones in another. So everyone quickly doesn't really even have time to process what's going on as everyone's sort of shuffled back and forth, eventually all being gathered into one of the large hosting rooms where you see Lord Thornesburg's valet introduces himself as Roger Blackburn. It is made known that yes, as once everyone's gathered, clears his throat, gets everyone's attention. Congratulations to those of you with a coin. Sorry for the surprise in the process, but it's one you should get used to because it will happen again in the morrow for those of you lucky enough to be delivered a coin again. You must understand Lord Thornesburg is a very busy man, and while we have every eligible lady we could find, it's simply too much for all of you to meet him. So certain things are in place to make sure that we don't want to waste anyone's time, yours included. And don't worry if you do not receive your coin, passage is covered and you will be sent back with a polite word. Tomorrow is the ball. where you will be officially meeting the Lord himself. And he's very excited to meet all of you. For today, you are free to explore the maze or the gardens. You could peruse the extensive collection in the library, or perhaps entertain yourselves in the lounge and music room. But please do remain in the predetermined guest areas and do not wander. Familiarize yourselves with that which could be yours, should you capture Lord Thornesburg's heart. The gong will ring when meals are ready. Otherwise, our home is yours. Any questions you have, I'm happy to answer as on any of the staff. Otherwise, I take it you all have a lot to see and do, so please, I hope you are adept at entertaining yourselves. Quality I'm sure Lord Thornesburg is quite appreciative of. So with that, there's a lot of people looking around. No one says anything quite yet until slowly sort of small groups start breaking off to go explore whatever seems to be of interest to them.
Can I spend a resolve token?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, what would you like to do?
Penelope.
Yes.
The hustle and bustle of people moving their bags and getting them loaded into each other's chambers and these things, of course, we're not going to move them ourselves. I offer you a resolve token for you to trade bags with one of the Weatherby twins.
Ooh.
Do you mean trade or steal the bag?
Like on purpose, or that their bags got mixed up?
I would say they got mixed up on accident,
Okay.
unless Penelope wants to negotiate that it was on purpose and malicious. But your bag ends up in there.
Will you take a resolve token to have your bag switched with the Weatherbees, or would you like to accept that?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
I will put that on our sheet for you.
Okay. So, unbeknownst to all of you, as yes, the poor servants are scrambling to figure out all the luggage and whatnot. Some of you bringing quite a bit, Lavinia. But people the Weatherbees are a fashionable group. The Whitmores, you have money, you have fashionable bags too, and they're just a little too similar. They're both in fashion and switched. We'll see what comes of that later. Anything else as you're sort of broken out?
I would also like to spend a resolve token.
Okay.
I think it would be very interesting if Penny, maybe a couple of her bottles break in transit.
Oh, wait, do you mean... Oh, wait, my bottles of salad syrup or Lavinia's bottles of booze?
Salad syrup.
What? Oh, no, that's much messier.
And a couple of bottles break in her bag, and perhaps you tarnish a dress or two in their leakage.
I will accept this resolve token.
Out of curiosity, what does this fire
newt salad syrup?
The snake oil.
What does it smell like?
I feel like it probably smells just like extremely strongly of patchouli, which is like, I'm not getting it out of that dress. No, everyone's smelling that for days.
If you hug somebody, they're going to smell like it for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of things happening in the luggage section of the game. Yeah. Anything else, or do you know where your characters would, where their curiosity would take them?
Lady Sybil would probably catch Lavinia's eye and see if she's got a flask and wants to sneak off into the maze.
Sybil, I saw you looking my direction. Is there something you want?
I just thought we could take a walk through the maze, see if you had any tricks up your sleeve. Might be interesting.
Tricks up my sleeve. Who do you think I am?
I link arms with her and we start going.
Okay. The rest of you.
I would assume that there's probably like a gallery room in this beautiful manor where they have like
Oh,
portraits
absolutely.
and art. Oh, so I think Penelope is going to go seek out some of the beautiful portraiture that the Lord has.
Okay.
And I think you had mentioned that there was like a really awesome library.
There is.
I think, well, does it look like most people are going to any particular section? To
The majority seem to be heading outdoors.
Okay.
It's very scenic. You've been cramped on a boat. A lot of people seem eager to maybe stretch their legs a little bit and get a view of the gardens and the beach.
All right. Lisa wants to go to the library, but I think Penny would probably try to follow like the largest group. So yeah, I'd like to check out the beach.
Yeah, and there's time to visit multiple places. So this will be your initial outing. Okay. As most people, I say, it might intend to go that way, but most people also probably be at changing for whatever's appropriate for their activity. And especially some of you who are heading outside and whatnot will probably go and change, and it's there's a bit of a commotion near sort of the wing where a lot of the ladies are staying. This very unpleasant smell seems to be lingering in this hallway, much to the embarrassment of the servants who are apologizing and trying to get to the bottom of whatever this is. Assure the upset ladies that it is nothing of Lord Thornesburg's manner.
Have
I just
you
like
seen?
I'm gonna just quickly rush to my room.
And it's stronger there. And once that door opens, there's that first wave of salad syrup.
I'm gonna close the door. I'm going to start like panicking and going through my bag, and like dresses and stuff are just getting tossed all over the room.
All right, you could manage to find something that's you believe is probably appropriate for an outdoor stroll to the beach, and the smells, you're not doing anything about that.
Okay. Do I find like the broken bottles that are like covered in the syrup? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably I'll probably get changed for the beach, but I'm probably gonna take like the little broken bottles with me and try to like drop them in other places so that it doesn't just lead back to me. Like if there's a big like vase or something, just kind of like just drop it in there. Could be coming from anywhere.
Yes. Well, not all of the bottles were broken, enough to really permeate the smell. And you gather some of the bits of as delicately as you can, some of the glass, and luckily the sword's pretty thick, so it didn't really run everywhere. It's kind of easy to keep in sort of one glob. As you, so you're just trying to find like, put it on other people's things, or more of like around the manor, like you said, like hide behind a vase, or like
kind of like tuck things behind, like in the manor. I'm not trying to like ruin other people's, like stain people's clothes or anything, but I might like kick it underneath like a couch.
I think during this moment, because I'm very curious, I'm gonna use a monologue token on you, because I want to know Penny's train of thought as she's her master plan for getting out of the blend.
What Penny is thinking is that this is my chance. I know that marrying for love isn't in the stars for a foxglove. The person who has my heart doesn't want it anyway. But a foxglove needs to marry into an established name, and then people will finally take us seriously. I can't ruin this.
All right, and she sprinkles her tonic around. She's focused, eyes on the prize. Excellent. Anyone else before your outing? Yes.
So I think that Penelope would probably go to drop off her things in the room and like spritz off, a little bit of perfume and freshen up. I think she might also look for a second pair of gloves or something in her suitcase and maybe open it up and find that everything looks distinctly French.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. This is, while all very nice, it's very much not yours.
Oh no. Penelope thinks to herself. She quickly starts pacing around the room, probably really uncomfortably, wondering where did her bag go? What should she do? This isn't hers. And she thinks she might have an idea of who it might be, and she really doesn't like who that could be. Or whomstuses that could be.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a panic. Not so much that maybe you have the wrong things, but what does the other person have of yours that maybe you don't want them to have?
I think Penelope quickly racks her brain about all the things that she placed in her suitcase, because she doesn't have a diary, but did she place the rose in there? Did she? Or she didn't? Or any of her other memorabilia?
Time will tell. Do you do anything about this, or are you just getting dressed and going about your way?
I think knowing Penelope probably wanting to do the right thing, she would probably actually want to seek out the twins, but is also really nervous too, because they're clearly not very nice to her. So I think she would probably wait for a more appropriate time where she could come up to them and perhaps let them know that their luggage had gotten switched.
Okay. Anyone else have something for this moment?
I tell Lady Sybil that I will meet her in the foyer. And I go to my room to change, and I kind of put my clothes away and put my dresses away. And then I pick out a casual walking dress for the occasion. And as I leave, can I try to say something to Lord Thornesburg, the valet?
His valet?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Blackburn. Yes, you may. In the
Mr.
foyer, watching people go, you'd be able to find him, sort of helping give directions and answer questions. And I'll give a quick description of him, so I forgot to do that. Right, Mr. Blackburn is he's maybe younger, not quite mid-20s. He has alarmingly good hair and very soft features. Kind of a soldier's build, but he carries himself with a lot of grace. He's very light on his feet. And he very good at smiling with his eyes, having a polite face, though his mouth usually stays poised and closed. But yes, he's just giving someone directions. He turns to you as you approach. Yes, Michelle.
Hello, Mr. Blackburn. I was wondering if I could maybe ask you a couple questions about the house and the property.
But of course.
How many rooms are in this house?
That is a good question that I, as a valet, should know. Is a construction going on? Rooms, as far as like guest rooms and whatnot, there are just under 30.
Wow. Oh, And the estate. I'm when I approached, I was looking at all the land. How far does the estate extend?
Oh, it's this entire island and the neighboring one as well. The neighboring one not being England, of course, but there's another small one of the Eastern Isles. He's in negotiations for the rest of the Eastern Isles.
I see. And I did notice that we were being evaluated with the coins and whatnot. I was wondering.
Word, but, we just simply want to make sure that we're not we want as many good feelings as possible. We want to make sure everyone's a match, you know?
Oh, completely understandable. I mean, especially I imagine that with this type of place that, sometimes the wrong type of person could take advantage.
Oh, yes. We are very concerned with someone trying to get the best of Mr. Thornesburg. You see, he has a large heart, but he's new to society. And I fear that, you know how some of the society are. They might eat him alive, and we can't have that.
And in your opinion, Mr. What is it?
Blackburn.
Blackburn. In your opinion, what would get Lord Thornesburg?
He looks, and you can tell now a few people have been lingering. Everyone sort of paused and purposely. There were a lot of different side conversations that have all gone quiet as everyone's very eager to hear this answer. Lord Thornesburg enjoys the simple things, and I don't want to spoil the surprise, so I'd rather you be able to find out for yourself. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to answer at tomorrow evening's ball.
Of course, thank you. I will see you. And I leave.
Very welcome, and best of luck, Miss Sherwood.
Thank you. And then I turn to him and I go, "Do you think I need it?"
I mean, I hope not. I just hope I hope you find everything enjoyable here on the island. I know I heard that the boat ride was a bit rough for some.
Oh yeah. Thank you. And I leave.
Okay. With this, unless there's anything else, I think we'll be able to split into our different areas where people are going to investigate. Let us start. Penelope, you're just going to the gallery. It's inside, and you're able to find one of the footmen to show you the way. And as you're going and turning one of the corners, you're shown the large double doors already opened, and you could just see this massive, very exquisite-looking gallery with a few people already have made it there, but there's much to look at, and you have all the time and space to do so.
Many probably don't know, but Penelope is very much into the arts herself, and even though at this time, going to galleries or gallery shops, as they were known, was very much a more masculine activity, she would sometimes like to take peeks at, the galleries or sneak away from her mother and the tea room and see all the beautiful paintings on the wall. She's very much a fan, especially of the art of this time period that is very groundbreaking and new.
Okay, so yeah, you're in heaven here. This is a very impressive collection. Rather exotic too. A lot of these paintings are not from any of the artists you know. They seem to be collected from various parts of the world.
Fascinating. Penelope is probably enamored and just could stare at the wall for hours, just in awe of the beauty that surrounds her. And she will probably, take her time leisurely making her way around the room. Is there anybody in the room that she sees that she might recognize?
You recognize the people from the boat. One in particular who you're sort of looking at one, and she sort of steps up next to you is Lady Eleanor Quimby, the old dowager. The very wealthy, comes from a very respectable family, here with her granddaughter.
I think Penelope would look to her and address her kindly and go, good day, my lady. Are you as interested as I am in these beautiful pieces of art?
I'm certainly interesting. His taste is a bit far spread for my personal preference, but I can see why some people would enjoy it, certainly. And you, I have to say, haven't just quite a debut for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. My mother is my chaperone, and I'm very eager to make my first debut.
Your mother is here.
Yes, I think she may have gone to the gardens, but I, of course, as a lover of the arts, had to come to the gallery first.
I would have thought your mother would be here with you. From what I hear, she has quite the wandering eye, and there's a lot to take in here.
Yes, well, she doesn't find the arts as eye-catching as I do. I find paintings to be very liberating of the mind, and I love that I
You mustn't be too liberated, though. I'm sure you can agree.
Of course, there's always a woman's place in society. I just like the idea of traveling the world with just my eyes.
Just your eyes. That's good advice. Not sure where you get it from.
Oh, just a personal philosophy. Penelope.
How splendid. Speaking of personal, I think I'll leave you and your friend to it. And she steps away, seemingly uncomfortable, as she's glancing over at Mr. Webb, who has entered and clearly approaching. And Eleanor does not want to be a part of this.
Do I notice him approaching?
Once she pointed it out, you could see he's been posted up, and you're not sure how long he's been admiring you while you admire the art. You've been so lost in it, but it seems very obvious and very unbecoming. A lady like Lady Quimby's very put off by it and leaves you.
The painting, even though it was pretty interesting, just becomes suddenly the most interesting thing I have Penelope ever seen in her life. She would never take her eyes off of it for anything, and is standing with her hands clutched behind her back and is desperately trying not to make her knuckles go white with the death grip she is gripping her own hands with.
Yeah, you glance him. You glance his sister that he's her chaperoning, Cecilia. Clearly just the one that was slipped the coin and shouldn't really be here. And seems like she probably would have been happier being on the boat back home. But she's been drug in. She's sort of just looking around at this gallery as Lord Webb makes his approach. Lord Webb.
I see Penelope taking in the painting, and I slowly walk up behind her, and I lean forward and I whisper, basically to the back of her neck, "Exhilarating, isn't it?"
Probably goes, "Whoa!" and like makes a little startled noise, and quickly shifts to, if he's right behind her, she shifts to the side so that he's not behind her anymore, and looks at him briefly and goes, you know that you should probably be leaving me alone while I enjoy the gallery art. Under her breath, though, not very loud.
Do I hear all of that? I am so sorry. I could not help it. You see, you have no idea how long I was admiring you while you admire the paintings. You are something. Even this room filled with paintings. You, my dear, are the most treasured thing that I see with my eyes. He's not very good with the words, guys.
What?
He's struggling. You are the most
He's
treasured
hot and
thing.
great. He doesn't need to be good with the words.
You are the most treasured thing that I have seen with my eyes. And if Lord Thornesburg, well, he would be blind and it's stupid not to give you once again another coin.
With this, you see one of the servants nearby is hearing Lord Thornesburg being called stupid. His eyes go wide, and he just sort of looks over to the side, but is clearly taken aback by this.
Penelope is very thankful that she did grab her fan because she has thrown it in front of her face and is awkwardly looking down at her shoes on this very interesting floor. It's very interesting. She probably takes like a half step again away from Lord Benjamin, and she thanks him coyly for his words, but Benjamin, she says, I don't know what to say to your enchanting words and vocabulary that you used, but I must say that we cannot continue speaking in this way, as this isn't quite appropriate. She takes another half step away from him.
Can I monologue token?
You could do both.
Okay, thank you. Penelope.
Absolutely.
So Penelope is thinking in her head, like, oh my goodness, doesn't he understand that this is so inappropriate? And I bet he's just talking to me because my mother isn't in the room, and I don't know what to do because I can see the servants looking at me, and I am trying to keep my composure. Why is he so handsome? But why are the words that exit his mouth so unbecoming? And she continues to think to herself, I just want to be able to have this debut go as smoothly as possible. Why does Benjamin insist on making this as difficult for me as he possibly can? She sighs in her head.
As these final thoughts race through your head, looking around, thinking the servants are looking at you, and you realize there was the one servant who was looking at you, but he seems to have stepped out of the room now. Everyone seems to have left the room, actually. Some of this conversation just wasn't fitting for a quiet gallery viewing, which means you and Lord Webb have been speaking privately. And you swore you heard someone whispering a rumor about that earlier, too, and now, to your shock and dismay, that seems to have become true.
I think Penelope looks at Lord Benjamin and tries to see if she can excuse herself if Lord Benjamin doesn't say anything.
I understand completely, my darling. Words do not become us when it comes to matters of the heart. I will take your silence and I will cherish it.
Penelope, again, continues to say nothing, but does like a small little curtsy thing and very politely, but yet briskly, tries to leave the room.
And Lord Webb just bows and, waddles off.
I forgot about the web waddle.
Doing like Lord Byron with his.
As the camera waddles off over the grounds, out of the manor, across the gardens, and taking us to the beach, where a large, probably the majority of the people are starting to gather, including Miss Foxglove. And despite the huddle of individuals, people are giving her a bit of a wide berth.
Oh.
It's better in the outdoors, but there's still something that's just...
Pennies?
You hear, no one has pinpointed you yet. It's just sort of like a subconscious reaction to avoid the spell more so than someone being pointedly rude. But you could hear people like, and the smell, it seems to have been following us across the entire grounds. And you hear someone go, is it just me, or is it actually worse mixed with the sea breeze? Someone agrees, no, it's worse. The salt brings out something else in it. And that's most of the discussion is about this. As Penny makes her way to the beach as well, she gives a
Penny...
good Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Penny is like trying to be close enough to the group so she feels like she belongs, but far enough away so no one can tell that she's the smelly one. She also brought like a really ornate fan. She's just like, just like laughing. No one's talking to her. And just trying to like fan the smell away, like twirling her like skirt, like in the breeze. She's overcompensating.
Got it. And the professor, Luther Nelson, who's been trying to decide how to approach the situation after a very heated discussion on the boat that made him look quite bad. Unfortunately, as he's sort of in downwind of your fanning, trying to work up the courage, he finally is able to step up and try to have another talk with Miss Foxglove. Luther?
Quick question. Would he be familiar enough with the salad syrup that he would know what the smell is?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I feel like because he like kind of has it out for the foxgloves, he might, yeah.
He probably picked up one of these tonics to see what it was all about.
Yeah.
It's a very distinct smell. Yes. Not only is she here pretending like everything's normal and her family aren't involved with the rat, but she brought those darn tonics with her.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Professor Nelson approaches pretty slowly, kind of hand up to his face. Miss Foxglove.
Oh,
Oh
Professor
my God, did your father have you bathing in it? I'm sorry.
Don't say it so loud. Haven't you done enough? I don't think anyone has noticed. You can barely smell it.
Don't think anyone has. Oh, Miss Foxglove, I came over to apologize for my behavior on the ship yesterday. It was not gentlemanly of me.
No, it wasn't.
And I came over to apologize, but do you insist on peddling this nonsense here, of all places?
First of all, Dr. Foxglove's fire newt salad syrup has been the savior of our family. I mean, you thought that you had ruined us, but in some ways I think we should thank you. But no, this was my private supply, and it broke, and I would appreciate if you kind of kept your voice down. It's a very popular tonic. Maybe it's not even me. Maybe it's somebody else, and it broke in their bag and is on their clothes.
You think this happened twice, both to you and someone. The odds. Never mind.
But thank you for apologizing. I am sorry for tossing a drink in your face and causing such a scene. I get really emotional sometimes, and I feel like sometimes I don't know all of the rules. There's so many rules. I'm just trying my best.
I can sympathize with that. But, Miss Foxglove, why did you bring this stuff here with you? Did you peddling it, or you're taking it yourself?
I mean, I'm taking it myself, of course. It's very good. Just a spoonful a day keeps all ailments away. All of them.
And you believe that?
I mean, it's science.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. There was nothing in that tonic that.
So you both turn. You've arrived at the beach now. People are setting up the parasols and chairs and whatnot. And you see Lord Everett Yarrow there with his sister Martha, she's getting set up, but he seems to have taken a few steps away. Is this gentleman bothering you, Miss Foxglove?
She's she pauses maybe for too long, and then
It's to be very uncomfortable, if not for Lord Everett's natural state seems just to be in an awkward pause. So he's perfectly comfortable with this.
And we all just
this
kind of
agonizing for you.
I can.
Penny's also really awkward, so it's probably normal for her too.
Yeah.
No. We were just having a lively discussion. Is all. It's fine. Okay.
Quite lively,
How was the salad syrup sample that I gave you?
The Foxglove Fire Newt salad syrup.
Yes.
You took that?
Yes, it cures all ailments. And as you know, I'm often sick.
Well, you're looking very relatively good.
I feel like a new man.
See, Professor C.
And I have to say, it was most delicious. I had it with my breakfast on the ship. And then, while Martha, he looks over, was getting ready, I sampled some more. Dipped my finger right in. And, well, this continued as Martha continued to get ready, and I have now found myself out of Dr. Foxglove's Fire Newt salad syrup, and I was inquiring if there was more.
Oh,
I know
well,
there's more. I can smell it.
Oh, as you can see, Professor, like I said, other people are taking the salad syrup. So the source of the aroma that you approached about, it might not be me. It could be
I
Everett.
assumed it was a bit of clever advertising, spreading it all about, knowing it would just get everyone
I don't
in a frenzy for more of this syrup. Oh, it wasn't you? Oh, I apologize. I could have swore I heard someone say they saw you putting it behind a vase. Genius.
She's just kind of like looking between the professor and Everett as like all of her secrets come out.
Knowing Everett is a lord, and he's already on thin ice after the drinking incident, I think Professor Luther Nelson is just going to curtly bow and take his leave very awkwardly from this conversation.
Professor, you must join us for lunch, where I hope Miss Foxglove will bring more of this syrup. Perhaps we could have a picnic, us three.
I do have a few more vials. And I will absolutely bring some to lunch with you. But, Professor, if I could have a private word with you?
Sure.
I'm used to it. Goodbye. Turns and leaves.
Now, I could have gotten you... I could have spoken badly of you in front of Lord Everett, and I think he would have believed me, but I didn't. So I think you owe me a favor, if not for this, for everything you did to my family. I think that you should help me with Lord Thornesburg, and that will make everything right with my family, and we'll be in good standing again. And then I think I can forgive you.
Continue to sell the fire new salad syrup?
It works. I mean, you just heard what Everett said. Lord Everett.
I heard an important man talk for what felt like 3 hours about nonsense.
And you do know Lord Everett, even you would know, is sick almost all the time. He didn't actually really look that much better, but
Yeah.
seemed to have felt it.
Relatively good.
If Everett is feeling better, although I have no reason to believe it's because of your salad syrup, I will do this one favor. But if his condition goes into decline, then you should admit that I'm right.
I will accept these terms. We formed an alliance.
Agreed.
Speaking of alliance, we find ourselves in the maze with Lavinia and Lady Sybil walking arm in arm. It's quite a massive maze, but with some of Lavinia's drink in tow, I assume. Stowed away secretly.
It's a little like ornate kind of a flask that Lavinia got on one of her travels with her family, probably from like Italy or Greece or something.
Got it. So yeah, you two are strolling about the maze. What would you like to discuss?
Kind of taking a sip out of the flask and passing it back. I assume we're just kind of going back and forth. Have you had the chance to speak with Martha? Lady Yarrow.
No, not quite.
Oh, good. I envy you. She is being quite difficult and has some sort of something against me, it seems. But just a gossipy girl, youngest of I don't know how many sisters, can't keep track of them. But I wrote you a letter which detailed some of my not so favorable feelings towards the sanctity of marriage, as it were, and it has fallen into her hands. So, and she reaches for the flask again before you can drink it and throws it back. I didn't have my name on it, and I didn't precisely deny that it was mine, but I also didn't confirm that it was mine. So let's just hope something breaks through that steals her attention from that, because this could be a fun weekend.
Wait, it did not have your name on it.
No,
but
it did have yours. Unfortunately, I had to address it to someone.
what? Okay, and you are sure that they have it?
She showed it to me asked if I knew whose it was. Of course, I said no. Well, no, I said that she's more likely to know, as she seems to have the more friends, which is sort of an implied no. Though there's nothing about you in it that I think is compromising.
Sybil, I think the whole letter is compromising with my name on it. I mean, you know more than anyone that this is maybe not my last chance, but this particular outing is very important to me.
Mm.
I need to start, settling down.
I know it's terrible.
Do you know where their room is?
No, but I'm sure we could find out quite easily.
Yes, we need to get that letter back. My whole reputation depends on it.
All right.
Lady Sybil, I'm going to offer you a resolve token.
Mm-hmm.
As in this pause in the conversation is the first time you heard that someone's lingering quite close. And if you'll accept this resolve token, you'll see as you quickly try to bring the flask behind your back, the meaty hands of your uncle separate one of the hedges and looks through.
I'll accept this.
Okay.
Flask behind my back.
All right. As the Earl, Edwin Medlock, who paused upon hearing him having a nice stroll in the maze, and he could have swore he heard his niece, his ward, speaking with Lavinia. Something uncouth. And he could have swore he maybe just saw her try to hide something, but it's just a lot of things going on that are making him quite upset as he tells you to wait right there. And he begins trying to make his way through the maze to find your spot, which he does after a few moments.
Could I get the flask into some brush?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll hide the flask as he makes his approach.
Arms behind my back. Nothing in them, but behind my back.
So this fancy Greek liquor hopefully isn't too much on your breath. You'll have to keep your distance.
Mm-hmm. 6 feet.
Yes, 6 feet, please.
As she throws it into the brush, I'm like, be careful with that.
I don't throw it.
It's not. Oh.
Excuse me! What is going on here? Sybil, are you keeping yourself in appropriate company?
I am, yes. I was just, frankly, I wanted to apologize to Miss Sherwood after the ruckus on the boat the other day. I was informed by the captain that she was quite upset about what happened at the gathering. It was seen as quite uncivil, so I just wanted to make amends. I'm sure you're familiar with the Sherwoods. They're an established family.
Oh yes, I am quite familiar with Miss Sherwood here. I did have a conversation with her, and I'm sorry if I expressed my opinion in a way where it upset you, but I am just upholding the great order of things.
Stop laughing.
And like his chins when he talks, like definitely like waddle a little bit, maybe like kind of like sweaty, you know?
Mighty jowls.
Wait a minute. What is that smell?
I don't know. It's been all over the estate.
It smells like scotch.
And some sort of herbs. I know. It's since we walked in, everyone's been talking about it.
I think it might actually be the local vegetation, sap and trees. plants.
I don't think local vegetation smells like high-priced scotch, Miss Sherwood, but thank you for your input.
Or perhaps
I
it's
think
that
it-
new perfume that my cousin is wearing.
I think at this moment, Lavinia, I think I'm gonna have the good Earl use your lush negative reputation tag. You know good Scotch. They can't tell you that this is you've known. But of course, Sybil knows better now. But this Lavinia, she is a lush, and it's about time she's been called out on it.
I mean,
I am disappointed in your behavior. I think that you're a bad influence on my little Sybil here, as she's trying to uphold her family name with dignity. And I think that everybody around you knows that you are quite the uncouth and very unwomanly lush.
How uncalled for, Uncle? How actually, and like still holding arms.
It's your behavior as well. I see that Miss Sherwood here is also influencing you to go off with her and partake in whatever unholy things that she enjoys. Oh.
we're just going for a walk through the
Taking
maze.
a stroll is against no social conduct, Uncle. You're making a scene.
I am trying to have you uphold your family name and your duties as a woman.
And I wanted to know if he looks anywhere, since you haphazardly like chucked that
I'm
blast.
gonna say as using a reputation tag technically is kind of like using a resolve token. So Lavinia, if you'll accept the resolve token, we can say that the uncle manages to find this flask, which is yours. Maybe even has a little monogram on it.
I accept it.
So
we'll
the
see,
Earl bends down and takes this really awfully hidden, it's like somebody that was like a teenager just like put it slightly behind a few leaves, like he wouldn't see it.
2 seconds.
So, if she's not such a poor influence on you, then what is this? And he holds up the flask and he takes a whiff of it. This is the scotch I was. What is that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, that's, you see, that is a family heirloom. Actually, it belonged to my papa. It's from one of our many travels. As you do know, my family travels quite often, and I was just taking it to show Sybil, because Sybil had told me that they do have an interest in souvenirs, right, Sybil?
Of course. And can I use my own tag?
Yes.
I would like to use the influential tag to imply that I was trying to be a good influence on Lavinia to see if I could get this conversation out.
Your uncle has the bottle of scotch that is open in
No, I
his
know. Yeah.
I think that's allowed. If it's not, it is now. So yes, we'll say with that, I mean, Sybil she's been doing very well in this, and she's known as being influential. So perhaps it was the opposite, where your dear Sybil was actually using her influence to help this poor Miss Sherwood.
I apologize, Uncle. I insisted on seeing it. She said she had some interesting heirlooms, and I did take an interest in it. But truly, we were just taking a walk and trying to set things right after what happened yesterday. And I reach for the bottle.
He still holds on to the flask. Well, this is quite the convincing story, Sybil, and I know how gracious and how much you care about your family, and how you very much would never want to garner such negative attention to us. So, I have to, applaud you in trying to, guide Miss, Lavinia Sherwood here down a more positive path of womanhood.
with that, we hear the lunch gong, as it is time for luncheons wherever people wish to take them, and that's where we will be taking our break as well. We'll be back in a few with more Jolly Shake and goodness. Bye. We are back. Now we've ended our novel chapter, and it was quite novel. We're going to get into the reputation phase and figure out what new reputation tags may or may not have been earned during those encounters, as well as some were removed. So we'll start off with Lavinia. You no longer will have the lush reputation tag. People still kind of forget about you, but it's off your sheet now. Now you're just a good friend and over emotional. And then influential was used by Lady Sybil. So that's going to be disappearing. Penelope's still sensible. Penny's still an outsider. Sounds good. So yeah, looking at your, where does this come from? Our background sheets?
Mm-hmm.
Reputation. Yes. Yeah, let's, does anyone have any suggested tags they believe they earn from themselves?
Let's see.
I know that it was going to happen because of the story anyway, but I don't know if it's a personal invitation. I got a coin, and one of my things is secure a personal invitation from someone of higher social status than you.
Oh, that definitely counts.
Yeah? Okay,
A lot of people
cool. I get a positive tag.
Yeah. Look, Penny needs every positive tag she could get.
Yeah. Let's see. Positive tags that I think might be. I'm trying to think like why that she was chosen, and maybe he kind of wanted like a quirky suitor in there in the mix. So one of the positive tags suggested here is novel. So
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think if everyone agrees, I think that's a good one. Penny, if nothing else, is novel.
For Lavinia's old money, Lady Sybil was expecting me to have the flask of alcohol, and I did have it. Therefore, positive tag.
You cut out there.
I'm dependable.
You know what?
Positive
No,
tag.
absolutely. From a friend standpoint, a partier standpoint, absolutely. Lavinia is dependable for sure. Dependable for a good time. I'll add that to yours now. Anyone else have anything?
I'm not exactly sure because I'm a little torn between like thinking that Penelope acted in a way which was very within society's boundaries, but also when she was talking to the Dowager Countess, she expressed her love for the arts and like the world and the taste, which technically might have been a little uncouth. So I'm not really sure where to go with her exactly, because she kept her wits about her with Benjamin, and she tries to stay appropriate as possible. So I'm not really sure.
I think it's positive, especially because she seemed to be like implying something about you or about your family, and you were using art to steer away from that. So I could see that as being positive, even if it's like a little outside of like what's expected, just because it's like what's in the room. And she was clearly like trying to talk about your family, and by steering the conversation away, that protects your reputation a bit.
I don't know which tag that works as, because I already have sensible. And like just a quick question, so we have to use those tags. So if like I
You
want to
can
say
make one up.
okay.
Those are suggestions that sort of fit with your background, but if you can make a tag up.
Oh boy. Okay, let me look up some adjectives, and I'll get back to you on that.
Perfect.
I think it could go either way, but it's more fun to leave with the tag. So, acted in contravention of society's conventions by drinking in the, even if we ultimately like ended that encounter, it was certainly would warrant a, or could warrant a tag.
What tag are you thinking?
I don't really know.
I think, which one are you?
Peerage. There's also acted in service of duty or morality. So to be like, even if it compromised my desire, which...
There's one with new money that I think would work well for you. That's unfortunate connections.
Okay.
Because you yourself might not have had, you sort of managed to dodge the brunt of it, but you're now associated with someone. So I think that might, to borrow the new money's one, I'm going to give you, if you agree, I think it makes sense.
You're gonna are you just gonna take that, Lavinia?
I don't know, man. I guess so.
We're playing BFFs, and the first round, Lavinia's reputation took a ton of hits, so it only makes sense.
Like
Lady Sybil hangs out with 30-year-olds.
I'm a boomer.
Anything else before we move on to the rumor and scandal?
I think I came up with
Oh yeah, adjective hunting.
I would you say she was charismatic? Or like responsible?
I think charismatic works. Yeah,
Okay.
you held your own against a dowager who's pretty good with the put downs, and even old not really that old Lord Webb. So yeah, I think charismatic works.
Okay, I'll put that down.
Okay. So now what we're looking at for exterior and sensible. Penelope has a sensible and charismatic to use, positive. Penny has a positive tag of novel with a negative tag of outsider, sort of two sides of that coin. Lavinia has a few positive tags going for her, good friend and dependable, but over emotional. And then we have Lady Sybil, who unfortunately right now just has the negative tag of unfortunate connections, and she's exercised a bit of her influence. Okay, so from there, rumors and scandals. So we have, we'll start by the ones that weren't spread, we will get rid of. So I think at this point, are pennies, are those permanent ones? I don't remember.
It said just to put them there and to spread them, but I didn't say they were permanent.
Okay, so I think by now, obviously there's a few people who are very interested in this, thinking you're literally possessed by a demon and your family. But I think as with everything else going on, I think those rumors have died out a little bit for the rest of society. So again, these things are still, people can still bring them up, but they're not really as pervasive as before. And then what else do we have? Well, actually, yeah, and I guess we can reintroduce any you want to reintroduce during this phase. Then, despite a recent influx of wealth, Penny's still unable to afford good taste. Still kind of true, but not the big rumor going around right now. And then the rumor about Lady Yarrow getting desperate to marry, find herself less discerning than her sisters, while starting to go by the wayside a bit too. And then the ones that were spread, and we'll just go back to normal rumors, where Penelope Whitmore has been speaking privately with Lord Webb. That's still out there.
It's a fact.
And confirmed.
Because she's trying.
Lavinia being 30 is still a subject of scandal out there.
But she's
and
not
also,
30. She's old, but she's not that old.
That's not what the rumor is. And then the rumor of Earl Medlock does not show courtesy to the ladies. Also,
Spread such a terrible rumor.
still out there. These are the rumors that are not spread, but exist and can be spread in this stage. Who did we start with last time? I don't remember. Who ended it last time? Was it you, Rachel?
Sure.
We're just going to go opposite of how you're lined up, because that's the only way I can remember anything. So you'll each get 2 chances for this, and we'll sort of go around. Going Rachel, Lisa, Raquel, Shane, you'll then do 2, and then we'll go back around. So yeah, any rumor you want to introduce, or any of the current 3 you want to spread?
I want to spread the one about Earl Medlock again.
Leave your poor uncle alone.
Nope.
Okay. Rumor is still going strong, and for good reason. Earl Medlock does not show courtesy to the ladies, especially poor Lavinia.
Honestly, yeah, he's kind of a bully to Lavinia.
Lisa.
I would like to start a rumor that, gasp, Dr. Foxglove's Fire Newt salad syrup actually works?
Yes. Okay, Dr. Foxglove. Fire newt salad syrup. Actually works. Okay. That rumor has started.
Right, Gaspin though.
I had just had to write a lot for that as it was. I can't afford one more word. Raquel.
I think there's been a rumor going around that smell that's around the manor might actually be from a rancid perfume bottle from the French twins.
Oh no. The smelly French.
Oh. I was waiting for them to come back up. I'm so excited.
I was half debating. I have a powdered wig upstairs, but then I was like, oh, it's like 60 years out of date for this game.
And Shane, you got two. You could spread one, you could start one and spread it, or start two new ones.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but can I also start one about one of my own characters or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, these aren't your characters starting the rumors. This is society coming up with these rumors.
Got it. Okay, I'd like to start two new rumors. One is that the reason that Lavinia looks so young is because she drinks her cousin's syrup potion. And number two, oh what?
No, go ahead and say yours.
Number two would be that Earl Medlock is losing his marbles.
Losing his marbles.
Got a bit balmy, hasn't he?
Well.
Might be those jowls, man.
I don't know if Raquel can handle role-playing an Earl that's losing his marbles. She's...
Oh, yeah, I can.
I know. Speaking of which, Raquel, back to you.
Okay, So we can make rumors about our own characters. Like, that's okay.
Yep.
Can we make up something that's, like, completely absurd?
Please do.
Oh my god. Okay.
Right now we have the syrup work, so...
We started with demon possession.
Yeah.
True. It's true. I think that there's going to be a rumor spread about the coins, and it's going to be that the coins mean that, like, some people are thinking that the coins mean that you are either unattractive to the Lord but interesting, or attractive and boring.
Can't have both.
So the coins may just mean that you're more of a curiosity there for entertainment more than a suitable
Yeah.
date. Not be of flattery. Okay. Lisa.
I would like to spread the rumor that I started about the salad syrup. I really want that. I really want to go strong on the syrup.
Oh, strong in the syrup. That's going to be this episode's title.
Get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. All right. Rachel.
I think I just want to spread the losing his marbles one. Let me look at what's on there. Yeah, I like that one.
Actually have marbles in
He's
his
lost in the sauce.
Okay.
Marbles fall from his pocket. He's like, I lost my marbles.
So, heading into our luncheon and beyond, the strong rumors going around right now. I'm going to add one as well. Is that it's not only the staff that's keeping the eye on the eligible women. Some believe some of the women are here as spies themselves.
Espionage.
Spies and not interested.
Can I spread that one instead?
Consider I'm gonna use my powers to spread it.
Oh, okay.
So the strong rumors are that one, that some of the ladies are their spies, aren't actually interested in getting married. Earl Medlock is losing his marbles. Dr. Foxglove's fire newt salad syrup actually works. And another poor Earl Medlock does not show courtesy to the ladies. Those rumors are as good as true, according to those in the know. Some other rumors sort of spreading a bit are that Penelope Whitmore has been speaking privately with Lord Benjamin Webb. Lavinia is 30. That strange smell might be the result of a certain foreign perfume. And that Lavinia looks young because of this miraculous syrup. And that the coins may not be a mark of flattery as once assumed. So we have a reputation, we have our rumors and scandal. We're moving in to our epistolary letter time. So, whoever's ready, whoever has one, as you go in, get changed for lunch after your little outings in the morning, in your rooms, maybe taking a moment to write a letter. Penelope, you have one ready? Go right ahead.
So I think Penelope, even though she doesn't like them, wants to do the right thing and writes a letter to the twins. And politely writes, that it seems that their luggage had gotten mixed up on the boat, and that their clothes are safe and sound and untouched, and at any time of their convenience, would they like to meet to swap back, or at least have a servant come and pick up and swap the luggage? Signed, politely, your friend, Penelope Whitmore.
Okay. Nice, precise letter, taking care of some business. Anyone else?
Penny begins a letter. Dear Lady Sybil, I noticed that you did not go to the beach today, even though it was a very popular destination, and the sea breeze just smelled so good. Everyone was talking about it, and she kind of like scribbles out the part about how the sea smells. I can only assume that you were off gallivanting again with my cousin Lavinia. I just know that I know I've made comments in the past about your friendship, and I was just worried about you. I've always just been worried about you. Also, I found this seashell and it reminded me of you, and I thought maybe you would like it. And then she crumples up the letter again and then throws it away and just has the seashell mysteriously delivered to Lady Sybil's room.
Mysterious seashell, the Lady Sybil Medlock. Okay.
I'm shipping it right now.
Mystery shell.
Any letters from Lavinia or Sybil?
I do write a letter.
All right, go ahead.
And the letter starts out Lavinia. And I'm writing as if I were my pastor from my church in my hometown. I greatly appreciated our conversation together. It seems that you have truly opened your heart and your spirit in order to find your perfect union for marriage. All seems well with you. And then she stops. And then she just kind of like crosses it out. And can I, and she just says like, it was a stupid idea. I was going to drop this off on Martha's doorstep, but I think the better thing to do would be to get the letter myself.
All right.
Of the same mind. With her left hand, Lady Sybil is going to write a letter to Martha so that the handwriting does not look the same. Even if it means that she gets known for having very bad penmanship. She is just going to write a note that says, Lady Martha, I hope you enjoyed your time this morning and have had a good trip. I spoke to Ms. Sherwood. She said she had not received the letter that was delivered to you on accident. Perhaps at lunch we can show her and she could identify it from there. And just send her.
Okay.
So we can try to get that back. Stressing.
All right. Letters are wrote. Some sent, some barely made it to paper. Some letters are delivered, including one to Lavinia. It's short. It was actually in your room when you arrived. It seems less formal. It says, I beg your forgiveness for having to leave right away. Had to get the riffraff back to the main island. I do encourage you to do your best, though. Thornesburg would love you, I do believe. And it would mean a greater chance that we find each other in similar company in the future. All the best, your captain.
I kind of hold it to my heart for a moment, and then I fold it up real tight so it's very small, and I put it in my jewelry box underneath a little tray in there.
Tuck it away for safekeeping. Okay. So there's lunch and then there's more to explore. Where else would our characters find themselves?
It's midday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think Penelope now having like thoroughly looked around the inside would probably want to go to the outside, like gardens, maybe head down to the beach if people are still around. But if everybody's in the garden, she'll be in the garden. If everyone's at the beach, she'll be at the beach.
Okay.
Penny's also going to be outside just because it's probably a bad idea for her to be in closed quarters in general right now.
Okay.
I would tell Lavinia.
I want.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say I would tell you about the attempted subterfuge with Martha to retrieve the letter. For you, so hopefully we can get that back.
So they are going to bring the letter to you.
I think it makes more sense for two of us to go, or maybe just you. I mean, I can go if you'd like me to.
You're the one who dragged me into this. Of course you're going to go with
All
me.
right, it's fine. I'm more than happy to go.
Okay,
With me. I didn't know if you'd want me around.
I know, I do want you around. It's just, now I mean, I already have a lot. Have you heard have you heard that there are women here watching us?
I have. If Lady Martha weren't so determined to be wed, I would think she's one of them, but something tells me she...
I feel like you and I could maybe use this to our advantage.
This is... Okay. Lavinia, I love you. This is lovely.
So keep an eye out. If you see anybody acting inappropriately or unattractively, I'll take care of them.
That's good. Actually, this might be good. And I'll go get a piece of, like, a small piece of parchment, and no, that's not gonna work because we don't have pens. Never mind, it's the past. I can't, like, carry a quill around to pretend like I'm taking notes.
Take out my... She whips out her iPhone, like...
Yeah.
He's a resolve token, have one eye.
Okay, I'll do that.
No. Okay, yeah, well then I think...
First.
I think then we would be on our way to find Martha. Don't you think, Sybil?
Yes.
Okay. She will also be taking a tour of the gardens. Seems like everyone is will be checking out the gardens then. On Sybil and Lavinia's way out, there's a throat clearing of the valet, Mr. Blackbird. Forgot his name. If I could be a bother for a second, your lady. Speaking to you, Sybil.
Hello again.
Yes, of course.
I know someone of my station shouldn't be bothering someone of yours, but something was brought to my attention, and just want to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard rumors circulating about I don't want to speak out of turn, but rather nosy individuals among your class. We may have located one. And normally I would stay out of something like this, but something about you, you struck me as undeserving of the truth. Deserving of the truth, undeserving of these games and whatnot. You seem like an honest lady. Petty, may I offer you a resolve token for some of these servants that have been going through things after everyone leaves their rooms to have brought this to the attention of the valet, some of these letters that were crumpled up.
Yes.
Okay.
I accept it.
Sybil also...
We all accept it with a condition.
Yeah.
That the ink has smudged, so they're not like... So you get the gist of them, but not like every single word.
You get bits and pieces, and I'm assuming they're not signed.
Yeah.
So,
never reached that
But
point.
do they smell?
They probably smell.
They smell. Okay, which will help with another condition. Yeah, see, I can't make much of these, but they are addressed to you. Seems someone is... I'm not sure of what personal history you have with some of the other people here, but maybe it'll make more sense to yourself. And he hands you these crumpled notes.
I take it out and look and read. I'll ask Penny, since your condition was that it smudged, what gist do I get from it?
You definitely get that this is someone who is an admirer. but the smudged out parts are the parts that would be obviously identifying.
So,
Like her
like the
talking
idea
about
that-
about your childhood history.
Mhm. So someone admires me, but I don't know that like it was someone who previously wronged me.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone admires you and someone obviously is trying to work up the courage to talk to you about this, but hasn't been able to yet. You get the sense that the valet's, there's almost a tinge of jealousy in reporting this to you. And he's like, there's no absolute law here. We do have rules, we have expectations for the women here are here to present themselves to Lord Thornesburg. So I thought it was a bit inappropriate for Lord Yarrow to be writing such things.
Lord Yarrow wrote this?
I mean, you can smell that, can't you? We believe we've traced it back to Lord Yarrow. He's reeks of the stuff, and some people saw him globbing some sort of substance on his savories at lunch.
So, interesting. All right. Thank you for reporting this to me. That's
Absolutely.
quite inappropriate for a chaperone to be doing, if I'm quite honest.
I thought so. If you'd like me to intervene, I can. With anything, really. I heard there was an issue with your uncle. And he looks to Lavinia. I apologize. Should any of my men have been around during that time, we would have surely discouraged such behavior. Even if he's an earl, this is not his place to be behaving that way.
We certainly appreciate your dedication to protecting our sensibilities.
And I hope that I have your permission to be very firm with your uncle.
You do.
So usually like this.
It seems lately he's gotten a little more aggressive. I'm not sure.
Even to you.
I mean, there was an incident in the maze. I don't mean to speak ill of family.
I won't have it. I mean, we won't. Lord Thornburg won't have it.
Thank you, Mr. Blackburn.
Absolutely. Miss Sherwood, my apologies again.
Oh, that is all right, Mr. Blackburn. Thank you. We feel a lot safer knowing that you are looking out for us. I mean, with the way these men are behaving, you can see how hard it is for us to find a proper suitor. Putting all kinds of weird sauce on their savories and...
I do not envy someone in your position in these times.
Sauce on your savory. That...
Sorry.
I love it.
Also, I can see Lavinia actually saying that.
I do a deep curtsy and a little bit of a cheeky smile to Mr. Blackburn and his chivalry.
Okay. He seems a bit caught off guard by that, but straightens up and bows respectfully and takes his leave.
He was handsome.
Very
And-
handsome.
And he seemed to really enjoy his time with you, Sybil.
I hope I can bring joy to several people throughout this trip if I can't find any for myself.
Yes, you brought him much joy, I think.
Let's go. We have to collect the letter and there's more to be done, unless you'd rather flirt with the footman.
No, no, he's all yours.
Let's go then.
Miss Foxglove, what is your intention in the garden?
Gosh, I hadn't thought about it aside from her just like trying real hard to air out her clothes. She's probably
It's no longer the main topic of conversation now.
I would say she has two thoughts. She's floating around looking, waiting for Professor Nelson to get back in touch with her with either information or advice. And she's maybe trying to spy on Lady Sybil a little bit if they are around.
Okay. I would say, to his maybe dismay, Professor Nelson is, after Lord Yarrow and his display at lunch, people for some reason seem to be taking to this syrup, and it's, I mean, you know the Earl is losing it, but apparently whatever he has is contagious because everyone seems to be buying into this stuff.
He's probably just gritting and bearing it because he made a deal and he's waiting for the other shoe to drop. He's there with an American girl, correct?
Yes.
So he's probably just complaining to her about how
Being a chaperone.
ridiculous this all is, and she's probably chaperoning him more at this point.
Probably. She's very amused by all of it. Though. But yeah, you can eventually, Penny, you'd have a good opportunity to approach Lady Sybil and Miss Sherwood.
Lady Sybil, cousin. Hi. She's like kind of like eyeing Lady Sybil just to see if like the shell that she had delivered is like on her person at all.
Probably not like visible, but if you like, there might be something in her pocket that could be shell size that she might have carried around.
Even Penny is not like going around pickpocketing.
No, yeah. Like I would say that she put it in there because she was like a little flattered and a little curious by the shell. But yeah, I don't think she wouldn't like wear it or be holding it. That wouldn't necessarily be wholly reasonable.
Okay. Then she'll just probably just try to make small talk. I didn't see you actually what she's going,
if we want to say that shell's on your person and perhaps comes out of a loose pocket or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I think though what I'm going to say, echoing the letter that I wrote, is I noticed that neither of you were at the beach today, even though it was a very popular place.
Can I spend a resolve token
To
have that section of letter not be smudged?
Yeah.
So it would sound
absolutely
very familiar. Yeah.
It's like almost word for word.
Yeah.
In fact, let's just say it's like word for word.
Am I out of resolve tokens?
no, you still do.
Oh, okay.
Penny's got a lot.
Yeah, collecting them.
Or did you just take it over there?
I did. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, no, we were taking a stroll about the maze.
Oh, probably getting into, what did I say in the letter? Probably like gallivanting about like the good old days, right?
Exactly, actually. Letter in the other pocket, just kind of like subconsciously like putting her hand on it.
I will now spend a resolve token as you put your hand in your pocket to touch the letter for the seashell to fall out.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. What a lovely little trinket. Where did you get that?
I'm just reached down to pick it up. Someone left it outside my door. It was quite beautiful, but I've.
And as you're saying this, Lord Yarrow himself passes. Hello. And sort of pauses for a moment as if he's about to say something.
Hello, Lord Yarrow, and do a little curtsy.
Hello again. Did you need more salad syrup? I gave you a week's supply at lunch.
Well, there's no instructions on doses, so I mean, a week's supply for one person might be. I'm very ill, you see. We could discuss this later.
But you had them. You took them. Oh,
Miss Sherwood, Miss Foxglove, Lady Sybil.
Lord Yarrow.
Goodbye. And he keeps going. And you can see the valet sort of in the background, just eyeing this exchange between Lord Yarrow and Lady Sybil, Lady Medlock. Continue.
Have you been spending much time with Lord Yarrow with your
Oh,
salad syrup, it seems.
I would say that he's been spending a lot of time with me.
So yes.
Um, sure, yes. I suppose yes. One might say yes.
Has he mentioned me at all? Mr. Blackburn back there seems to think he's taken interest in me or something, but I'm not
Oh,
quite sure.
oh, you're curious about that? I mean, I don't know. He hasn't mentioned you at all. Really, he just likes to talk about the salad syrup. He loves salad syrup. Might as well marry salad syrup.
And truly, with his luck, he may end up doing that.
Well, this is
Although I,
happening. Go ahead.
although I mean, if you have an eye for Lord Yarrow, I mean, he would be so lucky.
Thank you, Miss Foxglove. Lavinia and I were on our way to meet with Lady Martha. I think we will take our leave and kind of awkwardly curtsy, trying to do like math calculations of all the things that are happening right now.
Right before you take your leave,
Okay.
Penelope, Lord Webb's out and about, always prowling. Not wanting to be there caught speaking privately with him again. Think an easy group to jump into real quick is these three here that seem to be ripe for a quick conversation and a getaway. And Lord Webb seems to be pretty uncomfortable around Penny, so he usually doesn't linger around too much when she's out. So you take that opportunity to step in and join this whole three-way conversation right before it ends.
I think
A bit obvious, I would say that, Lord Webb just in the background for a moment, and then the others sort of look towards him, and he looks away.
I think the tension or like awkwardness between like Sybil and Penny is probably a little palatable when I join in the conversation, to say the least.
I would say so.
So, but Penelope just being charismatic as she is, just kind of like brushes that off and, says hello, and, she looks at Penny and, bids adieu, and basically a small introduction just to kind of like awkwardly cut the tension.
Could I spend a resolve token on my other character that I play, Lord Webb? Is that allowed?
Sure, what do you want to do?
Let's just do it. I think I want him to find another female and flirt and talk with them while he's in eye line of Penelope.
God,
Like,
what an asshole.
yeah, like
I think this would be a case of, resolve tokens don't really have to come from the character. It comes from as a player. So you as a player can use one. I think that would be against Penelope. So you can offer Penelope a resolve token if you want Lord Webb to be quite charming with another lady. Publicly.
Yes, I think so. Like, you can't hear what he's saying or what's going on, but it's very obvious that he's interested in a young lady who you can see in the distance.
None other than Martha is just taken by this dashing, even though not the most eloquent Lord Webb. But she makes quite the scene of letting it be known she's being flirted with. And, oh, Mr. Webb. Lord Webb, sorry. But yeah, this is happening quite noticeably in the not too distant background.
Well, as we know, Penelope is very sensible. So she tries. You guys probably noticed that like she glances over and like her face probably becomes a little pink, and she seems like trying to hide something, but she continues talking to you guys and trying her best to keep her focus on like you guys, even more so probably than before.
in yet another moment of discomfort with this group. Our good dowager, Lady Eleanor Quimby. If I may interrupt.
Yes, Lady Dowager, it's wonderful to see you again this day.
You already have.
Miss Sherwood, I wanted to make a public apology for my behavior on the ship on the way here. I was quite rude to you in line for drinks, and then now that I understand that, though who am I to speak ill of an earl, I understand he may have been rather uncouth with you. So yeah, apologize to Miss Sherwood.
Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Actually tried going to your room that night on the ship to apologize in person. I heard the strangest thing. You must have been quite sick.
Oh, yes, I was not feeling very well. You see, it happens sometimes to me. I do love traveling, but, you know, seasickness and waves, whatnot.
This happens with the traveling types, I have heard. I have to say, the noises I heard, I started to feel ill myself. I do hope you're feeling better now, more proper.
Yes, that was actually just what I needed. I feel right as rain.
Well, there's my apology, so you're welcome for that. Enjoy.
Oh,
She
thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
takes her leave.
Very strange. I feel like I'm missing something.
I really hope you weren't too ill, Lavinia. That'd be awful. You look so well, too. I never would have guessed that you were not feeling well on the boat, Penelope says. In earnest, honestly.
I'm not quite sure what they were talking about. It sounds like they might maybe she's caught what the Earl has caught. Little losing their marbles a bit.
This sounds strange to you, Amelia Griffith, as you're passing and you hear your good friend talk about being ill. She's never gotten seasick before. She's on a boat more than anyone you know. And some of your best parties have been on boats. So you decided to interject and maybe inquire about this. She didn't say anything about being sick to you.
That's the thing. I was not sick. I was just
I was ill. And as Lavinia is such a dear friend, she took a bit of care of me, and that was all.
Oh, I see.
Penelope just nods. There's clearly something she's missing. And there's a lot of things that don't make sense here. But she's just gonna, I'm glad that it was, I'm not glad that it was you that was sick, but I'm sorry.
Appreciate your condolences. I felt much better and headed back to my room, was able to get some sleep to recover. Again, thank you, Lavinia. Such a good friend.
Of course, anytime. I mean, it was probably my fault. Maybe one of the cocktails I gave you didn't sit
Probably.
well.
Penelope, desperately trying to change the subject, brings up the rumor that she's heard. I've heard a rumor going around that these coins may not mean something good. In fact,
What do you mean?
there's been some fellow ladies talking about how the coins may not be because we are of interest to the Lord, but maybe because he finds us entertaining for a more morbid reason or some sort.
Faith, no. What has gotten into your head? What have you been reading, girl? That's no. That's oh, the thought of it.
Wait, which ladies told you this? Because I heard that some of the women here are here as spies, and maybe they were testing you.
Spies? Why would there be spies?
Why, on the Lord's behalf?
I've never heard of this. Is my first debut. I'm not familiar with such tactics.
It's most unusual, but I have heard this as well. It's quite interesting to think about, but this whole endeavor has been quite strange, so I'm not sure.
My goodness. I mean, there's been plenty of rumors going around. I've also, unfortunately, Lady Sybil, heard about your uncle kind of not being so kind to the ladies, or perhaps losing his marbles a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm too forward. I was just concerned about what I heard and wanted to make sure that you were all right.
And right on cue, you see, or you hear before you see, of Lord Earl, as he is in a shouting match with poor Mr. Blackburn and some of the other footmen, as they seem to now have his luggage and are escorting him towards the docks.
What are you doing? Put my bags down!
Earl, you glance over and you see Sybil, and you're not going to stand for this. You'll leave, which means she probably has to leave too.
If I go,
Because I am her mentor, right? Not her chaperone.
Guardian, chaperone, yeah.
I am Lady Sybil's guardian, you cannot let me, you cannot try and dispatch me. If I go, she must go as well.
Kind of approaching with caution, Lady Sybil would say, my dear uncle, this loud outburst certainly isn't the way to convince these nice gentlemen that you should stay. Perhaps if we all calm down for a minute, we could have a more rational discussion about, what accommodations need to be made so that we may remain here. I certainly don't want to be sent away. Kind of like looking back and forth between him
I
and
don't
Mr.
understand, I haven't done anything wrong, except watch over you as I'm supposed to, or as your uncle. They're getting angry at me for keeping the peace between you and your lady friends. I am just trying to make sure that my niece is upholding the family name and has the best shot of, finding love as she should want to. What is wrong with that?
Well, perhaps, though,
You know-
nobly. Go ahead, Miss Sherwood.
Well, I was just thinking that perhaps Miss Whitmore could share chaperones with Lady Sybil or Miss Foxglove, perhaps.
That is completely inappropriate.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. You have quite the spirit to speak to me in such a way.
I'm going to tap into Lavinia's over-emotional here. And it seems that this, because they're speaking to an earl that way, that was an outburst by all accounts, what you just said there. And also shows that you have no place suggesting who should be chaperoning who. And who is Miss Foxglove chaperone anyway? Because now people are trying to think.
It's my aunt.
You said it out loud. Who was she here with? As this is happening, and apparently Miss Sherwood's coming down with whatever's assaulting the Earl's mind as well. There's a Mr. Yarrow, who's now gathered with his sister, who's stepped away from Mr. Webb. I believe that there's some sort of feverish temperament going around, and someone here is just the cure. He looks to Penny. Look what it's done to preserve Miss Sherwood's youth. Surely, a dollop on the forehead of our good Earl might do him some good. Let's not do anything hasty. Let's treat the man instead of ship him off. Do you agree, Miss Foxglove?
I do. I think Earl Medlock and Lady Sybil should stay. He's in too much of a state for us to just send him off on his own. I would be so worried for Earl Medlock. We should keep him in his room and administer twice the daily dose. Lord Yarrow, we need to talk about that. Until he feels better.
I feel perfectly fine.
With this, Lord Blackbird, I think that's amicable for all parties involved. Let's have a lie down and rest.
I feel perfectly fine.
Let's have a lie down, and Miss Foxglove, if you'll come with us, and we'll acquire some of this tonic I've been hearing so much about.
Penny, before she hurries off, is going to be like, "Oh, Lady Sybil, you dropped your seashell," and pick it up and hand it to you.
Thank you, Miss Foxglove. Must have lost it in that commotion there. Thank you for your intervention. That was kind of you. I wouldn't want to be sent off, and well, I'm not sure that I could have convinced my uncle so easily as you did.
Oh, you're welcome. Also, do our fingers brush as I hand the seashell? Can I spend a resolve token for our fingers to brush?
Yeah, just like the slightest bit of
that moment. A little bit of an ocean breeze comes through, and
the smell doesn't mix with the sea.
We both like gag a little bit. Like, well,
fingers brush. The shell is returned to its recipient, and the young Lord Yarrow. It's a very nice shell. I'd hold on to that. Don't find shells like that much.
Okay, now I'm confused again.
And he goes, for some reason, he's now involved with administering this tonic. As it's happening, things are calming down a bit. There's two people who seem to still not even be caught up in that drama. They're still in their own world. That's none other than a handsome Lord Webb and the beautiful Lady Weatherford, who is looking spectacular in one of your dresses, Penelope.
Oh. She's actually wearing my dress.
She is, and it looks great on her. As she seems to have caught Lord Webb's attention completely, as he's not even paying attention to this talk of tonics and earls and people being kicked out. He's stumbling over his words more than usual, actually. And you catch that compliment about how wonderful she looks in that impeccable dress. Where did she get it?
You look fantastic. You look fantastic in that dress, darling.
Yes, I almost did not wear it, but I thought it might garner some attention from those who, if I may confess, I've been seeking it from.
Oh, well, you've certainly caught my attention. Perhaps you were not seeking it, but it is yours.
Oh, is that your friend, Miss Whitmore? Oh, Penelope! Bonjour.
Can we get a monologue?
Yes. This is a great time.
I want to hear from Penny right now. Just kidding.
Yes.
So you want to hear a monologue?
Yeah,
from
from
me?
Penelope. Sorry.
Okay. I think this is probably the first time that Penelope's like actually pissed. She is enraged. Like the insult of going through her luggage, taking out her dress that was made for her, putting it on, wearing it out, claiming it is theirs, actually infuriates Penelope. Like, she is pissed. She's slightly jealous, but more pissed at the very obvious, like, F you that is, and the disrespect after she wrote the letter for them to pick up their luggage. And Penelope, I think, for once, her fuse is about to blow. And she is mad.
Okay.
She needs some
So it's-
tonic.
Yeah. This internal screaming is happening, and yeah, Lady Weatherford and Lord Webb will approach your group. What was all that about? I did not quite catch it. Is everything okay, Lady Medlock? Your uncle seems not himself.
Um,
You guys all see Penelope, like, visibly bristle.
Are you not feeling well either, Miss Whitmore? You look terrible.
I would be feeling quite terrible seeing as you're wearing my clothes.
Oh, dude, your clothes. What do you mean?
I've come to understand that our luggage got swapped on the boat, and I had like, she's pissed, guys. She's full throttle right now.
That's very embarrassing. I didn't know. I do not pack my own luggage. Do you?
But
I just thought this was.
you
Go on.
never questioned the fact that this wasn't French silks or laces?
I thought it was a prank that one of my waiting ladies. I thought she was trying to sabotage me by packing something like this, and then I put it on, and even on me, it.
Well, perhaps it was a
Magnifique.
sabotage, because I had heard that the horrible smell going around the manor was also your perfume.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is when Lord Webb steps in finally. Penelope, it is sad what jealousy can do. You need to take
With
a
all
deep
due
breath.
respect, Lord Benjamin, it is more, it has, frankly, nothing to do with you. And the blatant disrespect about invading my trunk, which has my name on it, when you open it, to wear my garments out, I should have you reported. I'm sorry, she's looking, of course, at one of the French twins, not Benjamin. I should have you.
Miss Whitmore, it was an accident. If anything, you should be grateful that someone has finally invaded your trunk.
I sent out a letter before lunchtime, which easily should have reached you in your room. So, seeing how there is proof that I had sent this letter prior to lunchtime and you got changed for lunchtime means that you got the letter and ignored it when this is my property.
Ladies, please.
She's so mad.
Please. And
This is the
Lord,
first time you guys have seen her like stand her ground.
Oh yeah, all the attention now is turned inward again to this.
I think Sybil is leaned up against Lavinia, like, are you seeing this?
yeah, and Lavinia is seeing it. And she basically tries to step in between in between the two women as they're fighting too.
I don't appreciate, and she's still, like, right before Lavinia steps between, she goes, I don't appreciate how it seems how you and your twin have had it out for me since you laid your eyes upon me on my first debut. I have wished nothing but goodwill your way, but for you to go through my personal things and wear them out is the
Finished.
greatest disrespect.
Sitting here and listening to these accusations, they're baseless and they're embarrassing for all parties involved. Now, I apologize for the misunderstanding, the accident, but I do not apologize that your friend here decided to turn his attention away from you for just a moment, and this is how you behave.
Oh,
You
I
must
think it's quite a
understand,
compliment that
rejection is
Benjamin,
life.
has turned his attention to you. I think at this point it is certainly a burden off my shoulders. But what wouldn't be a burden off my shoulders is to have my things returned to my room as soon as possible.
Benjamin looks at the French twin and just goes, "You really got a good. I will help you return. I will help in the switching of the suitcases.
You help me with this dress.
Yes, anything you need."
That's just quite polite. They say opposites attract, but with you two, I'm not so sure. Please.
I'm sure you will need his assistance, as it will be quite hard for you to wiggle out of that dress.
All right, with that, she takes her leave, Thord web in tow. Things start to, other people just sort of looking around, not sure what to do. So much scandal in such a short amount of time. It's been some time, though, and the dinner gong rings. And people are grateful for the Saved by the Bell and start heading towards the manor. And as people start to head out, the other twin, Leonard, steps up to you, Penelope, produces the letter that you wrote. I am not sorry that I forgot to give this to my sister. Please keep a seat open for me at dinner. We have much to discuss. He seems quite happy with the way you talk to his sister as he tucks the letter back in, waits for a moment, looks angry again for other people, and then exits.
Wait, so he actually was, like, happy?
He seemed
Like, that
quite
wasn't
amused.
with, like...
No, once his sister was gone, he seemed quite pleased with that exchange and how you stood up to her. And that's where we'll call this episode of our polite club. Not
So
quite
dramatic.
Oh my god, the guns! I pointed that shotgun and fired!
polite.
Incredible.
This is excellent. Lots of threads going. Lots of good things. As we'll be reaching our finale next episode. All things willing. Yeah, I love this game. This is great. I love you guys. This is so fun. I'm really excited to see what happens as we ramp things up for our ending and we meet our mysterious benefactor.
We
Let's
need,
go
like,
around.
a polite
Weird.
club world star video.
Yeah. So yes, let's go around, say who you are, what you're working on, what you want the people to check out. Starting with you, Shane.
Hello, I'm Shane Easton. I was just playing Lavinia Sherwood and Lord Benjamin Webb. You can follow me on Twitter at a slight sprite to kind of see all the stuff that I get into. Not so much now, but I do some immersive theater online, remote shows, and I make films and do things like that. So.
Awesome. Raquel?
Hi, I'm Raquel Skellington. I play pretend professionally. Well, I used to before the world started ending. But I'm still going on many fun adventures, even within my own apartment or some other tabletop games that I'll be featured in soon. So just take a look at all my social media links if you're interested in possibly seeing me dress up as an archer or in a suit of armor soon. So yeah, you can follow me online and see all my crazy adventures.
Awesome. Lisa.
I am Lisa Penrose. I was playing Penny Foxglove, and she didn't make an appearance this time, but Amelia Griffith. And you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Lisa Penrose. I've been posting a bunch of fun witchy content recently, and I'm working on a tarot spread zine. So give me a follow if you want to hear more about that.
Sounds awesome. Rachel, what you got?
Miss Petty Dreadful on my social media. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can check me out on this channel where we play vampire, GURPS, Monster Hearts, all kinds of stuff. Table goth, yeah.
Your Monster Hearts stuff that you ran.
I ran it.
It's finally getting on YouTube.
So
check that out. Anything else? You good?
That is all I have, sir.
Yes. I'm Bully. I'm the storyteller for this and other things on Table Goth. If you're here, then you're here. You're family. I also work at Olive Garden. Yeah, this has been super fun. As we're branching out and starting to pull guest players in, it's been an experience. And I'm really excited for next time for this. So yeah, make sure to check out our finale of Good Society. And that's it for us. Bye.